Okay, here we go. This man's story of
My name is Richard
his
Cole,
experience.
and I am 72 years old. I have never
72.
been real, what I would call religious. I've always believed that there was a God.
I was
and I believed that
57.
there was Jesus, but I've had doubts. I've been a doubter before, but I'm no longer that.
Downton Thomas.
And this happened to me in 2005, so that was 6 years ago. And so how it came about was that
My brother had just passed away.
Was on my way to Monterey.
10 years younger than me. He died at 47.
While I stopped at the stoplight,
Big time job and everything.
Started in my jaw, right in the mandibular area, went down my jawbone.
He's getting a
down
heart
my
attack.
carotid artery and into my chest. I said, "Oh, this is strange." My friend and his wife said, "What's wrong with you? You don't look very good. What's your symptoms?" I said, "Well, my hands feel a little sweaty and I feel a little clammy." I said, "I don't know
He's
what's
going to the
I'm
races.
going to take you to the hospital."
He don't have
I said,
time
"Oh,
to
I'll
go
be
to the
okay.
hospital.
I'll
He'll
go
be
home and
okay.
take an aspirin. This will be done with." He said, "No, we're
Aspirin.
going right now." So we went in, and they put me on a gurney because there was no room in the emergency room. My blood pressure was extremely high.
I had to wait all day.
And, they gave me a couple
for
of
the
shots
doctor.
right away to try and get my blood pressure down. And then
They
I
had
went
me there
right
6
to
o'clock in the morning.
X-ray room, and they gave me some X-rays.
Finally at
Came back in a little while.
4
and
o'clock.
Steve, the doctor, a friend of mine, says, "You have a serious problem." And I said, "Oh, really?" And he says, "Yes." He says,
this was a
"You have an
pioneer
aneurysm,
in
but what's worse,
doing
it's
it.
split, and I think you're bleeding internally." 5 o'clock the next morning, I was in the pre-op, the ready room rather, at Cottage Hospital. Anesthesiologist came in and says, "Well, I'm
Let's
going
get things
to,
going. That's what he said.
give you a shot right now, and then you're going to go off to sleep." I said, "Okay."
I
"Is the
think he
doctor
put me
here
out
yet?"
too long.
"Yeah,
That's
he's
how I
here."
lost
So
my hearing and
asked to see him.
got the
I
tumor.
said, "Okay, what are you guys going to do to me?" And he says, "Well," he says, "what we
'Cause
have
I didn't
to
wake
do
up
is
until
cool you
morning."
down to a real low temperature, and when we do that, it'll be just like chopping a hole in Lake Michigan in the ice. In the middle of the winter.
Dumping you
Everything's
into
gonna stop.
Assunpink Lake.
Your
That's
brain's
what it'll
gonna
be
stop,
like.
and your heart will stop. I said, "Well, I've never
For
heard
him,
of that
anyway.
before. And I read a lot." And he says, "Well," he says, "we usually don't tell our patients
Tell the
what we're gonna
patients
do
what
to
you're
them,
gonna
or else
do."
they'd run down the hall dragging the IV behind them. They told me when I went in that I'd have about a 50-50
I said,
chance of making
Did
it.
he? Who's gonna?
I found out later.
Who's gonna do it? I'm gonna do it.
When they
He
take your
told
arm
me.
out, you have a
And I'm in
10%
there.
chance.
Where's it? I'm Doctor So and So. Where's
The
Doctor So and So?
anesthesiologist put the IV in.
Second time,
went
where's
off to
Doctor
sleep
So and
right
So?
away.
Third time,
They
where's
start
Doctor
rolling me
So and
down
So?
the
And I'm
hall to the
gone.
operating room. And
I'm
then
out.
I realized that I was still conscious and I wasn't under yet. It was like I was for a little bit, but then I was awake again.
They
I
didn't
saw
give him
Romy
enough.
into the operating room, and so
These
I wanted to tell
anesthesiologists.
the doctors that, "Hey, you got to give me some more of whatever."
And they're the
you
worst
gave me
ones that
because
want to
I'm
get
not
paid
out
and
yet."
everything.
But I couldn't speak. I didn't have any pain or anything like that. I just could not open my mouth and get the words out, even though I tried very hard to tell them that I was still conscious. So I'm laying on the table,
Hey, I'm still. Well,
and
I know what's
There-
going on.
3 doctors standing over me and 2 nurses, and they all have their gowns on, their masks on, and everything. They're ready to go. And I heard
Mine
the
was
doctor
Dr.
ask the nurse
Crook.
for the scalpel, and she got it, and she
He
started
wore a
to
pair of
open me up
sneakers.
right here, down
I didn't
here.
think he was a
Opened
surgeon
me
at
up
all.
like that, and then they got an electric saw out and started cutting my breastbone open. And then I saw them go down and start to take my heart out, and then everything went black. But I was still conscious, but I couldn't see anything. And it was like a heavy black fog, and I'm just standing there looking around. I couldn't figure out what to do next or what was going to happen next.
And from behind him,
Right then, 2 beams of light came over my right shoulder. So I started to turn around and look over my shoulder to see where it was coming from. And then I heard a voice. And the voice was very authoritative.
Authoritative.
Not loud, but
No,
he
calm.
says, don't turn around. And I'm thinking, well, why not? And he says, don't turn around because if you see my face, you'll have to stay.
I had a nightmare, and I was hiding in
That'll be okay.
in a
if you
confessional booth, Our Lady of Victory's Church.
And if you disobey me, I won't be happy. And he says, you don't want to see me unhappy.
He
So
didn't
I
tell
said,
me nothing
"Yeah,
like
well,
that.
Okay, I better pay attention and do what he says. And then I said,
He told me,
I know who you are. He said, oh, you do? And I said, yeah. And all during this conversation, I
okay,
had a feeling
let's take it from
of where
here.
he was, that he was walking back and forth behind me.
I was 57 years
He was
old.
sitting in a white
My brother, who
throne.
was
This
47
plain
at that
chair,
time,
didn't have jewels
had
or
just
anything,
passed
but just
away.
a plain white chair.
He wasn't in any chair. I'd never even
I could just
seen
feel
him.
that, and I don't know why.
I only heard the voice.
That's what I was feeling. The next thing that happened is he
Let's
said,
take it from
well,
here and
he
we'll
says
see
that,
what
"Do you have
happens."
any
That's
more
what he told
questions
me.
before you leave. I said, I said, you know.
Any questions? No, he didn't ask me about any questions. He just says, let's take it from here.
Ask God. Couldn't think of anything. I wanted to be really smart enough to ask him something very pertinent. And so I said, well, I'm going to have to revert to an old cliche. What's the meaning of life? And he starts laughing again. I said, what's so funny now? And he says, well, I don't know why, but a lot of people ask me that question. And it's really real simple. But I tell you what, when you come back,
Do the best you can.
you can ask me all the questions that you ever will have.
And you will be back.
I'll
You'll be
answer them.
back.
So I said, okay. He says, okay, it's time for you to go back. And I turned around.
Now this man's emotional.
Sorry, but he
I
put
was
his arms around me.
very elite.
Put his arms around me. And
What you
It
want to
was a
tell
feeling.
everybody and everything.
that I can't explain. It was unconditional love, but it was words. I can't tell you the words. And I'm sorry, but I always act like this because I can feel it again. So,
Yeah, maybe he's kidding around. I don't know.
it
I know I wasn't kidding around.
changed my life.
Yeah.
And
I started reading the Bible
The
a
next
little
thing I
bit. I
heard
never
was-
was
the nurse was
overly.
saying, I think he's ready to come out
I was
of
an
his
altar boy.
temperature's at 90 degrees.
And,
9 days later, I
at
was
Our Lady of
discharged from the
Victory's
hospital.
Church. And that's where I wound up hiding,
First thing I wanted to do
in a
was
confessional
go
there.
out and tell everybody I knew what happened to me.
Yeah, that's what you feel like
I'll
doing,
have to
telling
tell you,
everybody.
My life has changed completely. I'm no longer afraid of death.
No,
All the problems that I thought were problems are all gone. I don't have
there's
any
no, what problems?
I don't have anything that gets me down. A week later, a guy came in that I knew, and he said, I heard about your experience. I said, yeah, it happened. You know? I said, I heard that
Out-of-body
you
experience is something.
you had a near-death experience. and that you were
Near-death
out
experience,
for
yeah.
about an hour. And I said, yeah, that's true. And he said, well, the same thing happened to me. And I said, and then I asked him what the meaning of life was. And he says, oh, that's easy. It's all about love. That was the perfect answer. So I got that message right away. Now I study the Bible. And it's taken me a
The
long
thing
time.
is,
I've been doing it
do
for
the
6
best you
years.
can.
I'm up to Matthew. I've
It's a rough life. Tough.
translated
This world is a tough
every
place.
word
We're in
the
it at the
original
worst time of all.
into English. I was baptized recently. People ask me questions about that. Why are you getting baptized now? And I said, because it's the right time. You know? what else to tell them. I don't believe that you have to be baptized to go to heaven, but I know one
No,
thing. I
you
wanna
don't have to
follow
be a Catholic,
what Jesus
whatever you
did.
want
He
to.
set an example.
Just be decent.
So I did.
Okay.